everybody. Welcome to Walked Into a Bar, the show where three brothers who happen to be professionals all get together from around the country. I'm Phil. I'm a lawyer. This is Matt. He's an engineer. Wave, Matt. And Ben, who's a preacher in order of age. And we just like to get together and talk and chat about things and have a good time.
You forgot to mention that not only was it by age, but it was on worst looking to best looking. So,
well, that's not true.
That's debatable.
That's clearly not true. I am clearly the best looking because I'm the oldest.
Why are we talking about opinions here and not facts?
This is not an opinion. This is a fact.
No. I will send you the child's book so that you can figure out how to differentiate between opinions and facts.
Matt, how much have you had to drink tonight?
None.
Now, the one person who's drinking A tonight is the one person who needs to be drinking A. Anyway, so we've got a couple of great things on the schedule for tonight. These are not robots. These are facts.
Robot.
This is the book you need to read so that you need to learn what is a fact and what is an opinion.
Matt, I know you were talking about your 300-page novel, but I didn't know it was a kid's book.
Oh, burn. I choose to reject your reality and substitute my own.
Indeed.
Man, I hope this whole thing goes this fun.
Oh, man, I hope so. Speaking of cases, anybody read that Ninth Circuit opinion that was issued last week?
We were going from 100 miles an hour of great fun, and then Bill talks about his job.
Got to bring in the Ninth Circuit, the most reverse circuit in the country.
Why did you grab that e-brake and yank it? I mean, let go.
No.
Did you miss the part where I'm a lawyer? That's what I do. I yank e-brakes.
There was no
day turns all day long.
There was no e-brake. This was just straight up car wreck. Dummy check. Right. Like we're checking how good is this car? Put the dummy in the driver's seat.
Look, do you know what happens on June 1st? On June 1st, I get to go back to work at my office. And the interns come. I supervise the interns in my office, and I was really worried that we weren't going to be able to bring the interns in this summer, the law students that we have come into the office, and they help us with some things, and we teach them what it's like to be a real lawyer, and I'm super excited about that because it's one of my favorite
Hold on. Phil, you need to take a step back, and you need to use air quotes there. Real lawyer.
Oh, ouch.
Hold on.
Ouch.
And
do I need to remind you that I do complex litigation?
I think it's funny that you think you're teaching them how to be an actual lawyer. And in all the internships I've ever seen, there has not been an actual thing that I've ever done as a pastor.
Okay.
Myself.
Have you ever interned as a law student?
No, but as a possible pastor in the future,
it's completely different.
Chair ministry became a great thing.
It is completely different. Legal interns who are in law school trying to become lawyers, when they come into an office, they do real legal work. Sometimes it's the legal work that the lawyers don't want to do, the research and the drafting.
It's the same way in engineering.
But it is, in fact, real legal work.
It sounds like you guys haven't figured out how to use your interns yet, because they should be getting your trash.
Trust me, it's not fantastic work. But when you're in law school, all of it is fun and awesome. It doesn't become dull and drudgery until after you've been out for a while. Second-year interns who finish their second year of law school and only have 1 year left, they actually can practice. They can actually handle cases in court. They can actually submit briefs to the South Dakota Supreme Court. And so interns who practice in our office get to do about everything. And because we do criminal and civil and all sorts of stuff, they get a wide-ranging aspect.
For one of the best interns.
Plus, we pay them. So
for all you interns,
that's something better than I got. I never got paid as an intern. These guys do. It's fantastic.
I'm so sorry.
And we do Aloha Fridays.
Wow. That sounds really lame and exactly what engineering sounds like, which is why I'm not going to repeat any of this.
I think engineers and lawyers are awesome.
I think I'd rather be a lawyer intern than an engineer intern.
We don't make our interns do math very often.
Praise the Lord. But no matter what, you cannot beat a pastor intern, because I will not let you do chair ministry unless we're doing it together.
Yeah, see, that's
come be my intern. I let you do cool things like preach on stage.
Yeah, you also do something cool like not pay them either. So there's that.
Maybe we'll see.
We pay our interns at our church when we have them.
If you have the money.
When we have them, we usually have, it's kind of like minimum wage or slightly above. It's not much, but we pay them.
Yeah.
Our legal interns get paid fairly well. And I never got paid as an intern when I was in law school, so it's pretty awesome.
Or if we do an internship, we provide room and board for them.
Room and board's huge.
So, yeah.
And that's sometimes because our office has the Law Enforcement Training Academy for the state in the same building. Sometimes we have interns that can't find places to stay in Pierre, which is not shocking if you know Pierre at all, and sometimes they end up staying in the dorms. So cool. The powers that be don't really care for that. So anyway, we didn't have that planned, but I just jumped in there and took control.
That was fun until Phil started talking about laws.
You want to get me started on the Ninth Circuit?
No, let's talk about something else. You know what we should talk about?
Give me the quick summary.
It was total
Phil, you have a movie that you need to talk about that has nothing to do with laws.
Some churches sued the state of California. Some churches sued the state of California to start meeting, and the Ninth Circuit, a 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit, shot the churches down, which is the first time that I've seen that churches have been shot down on this sort of a lawsuit here in the COVID-19 crisis. But I haven't found the opinion to read the opinion yet. But the quote I read was pretty bad. Yeah. Like the Ninth Circuit is going to continue their trend of being the most reverse circuit in the country if that goes up to the Supreme Court. Anyway, moving on to something much more fun. We're going to talk about some movies tonight, as we do almost every vlog podcast. We got to put this on a podcasting thing somewhere. We haven't done that yet. We need to do that.
You think we would get more viewers? You let us know.
Well, we wouldn't get viewers. We'd get listeners. And since they wouldn't have to see Ben's ugly mug, we'd probably get more of them.
That is a good point. And I'm always washed out.
You are, well, that's because you're the whitest person in Arizona.
You're the whitest person in the world.
That's true. We're going to talk about movies that originated in Saturday Night Live.
SNL!
That's right.
Boats are not going there.
Here, South Dakota.
Fest.
Yeah.
Lincoln, Illinois.
To be honest, I can't stand Saturday Night Live in the modern era. The ones I've watched have been totally politically from the wrong spectrum for me and not funny at all, in my opinion, most of them. But some of the classic SNLs, even though they were still from the completely wrong political spectrum for me, were funny. And some of the movies that spawned from SNL and days of old have been just absolute blasts in some of my favorite movies. And I'm going to start this out by talking about the one that I believe started the whole thing. And that was stemmed from a little sketch by a gentleman of the name of Mike Myers.
Pause. I don't actually think you're right. Because of
Martin. I could be wrong. I reserve to be wrong.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Because he did multiple
But were they off of SNL sketches?
I
don't think so. I think
Wayne's World was the
first one.
But I would say The Jerk is very
Not
close.
Not an SNL sketch.
Are you sure?
Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah, Blues Brothers. You're right. Yep.
And then Coneheads.
Yep.
Dan, okay.
Wait, sorry. Blues Brothers, Wayne's World, then Coneheads.
Okay, so you're close. You're second place.
Number 2. Okay.
Second place. You know what second place is?
The second to last winner? Second
place is the first loser.
Okay. So do we want to start that over again?
No, just keep on going.
Well, in that case, then I'll keep going. So I'm wrong. It was the second one. Whatever. Close enough. Wayne's World. Wayne's World. This was a movie that I was introduced to in high school. So a few years after it came out, if I remember correctly. Do you guys have that pulled up? What was the year that Wayne's World came out?
February 14th, 1992.
Okay, so yeah, just before I started high school.
Now, the thing is that we kind of failed. You're the only one that actually has this on the Wikipedia's list of SNL-related movies or skit-based movies.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting there.
I win.
Here's the thing. SNL. We are not doing SNL movies.
No, we said we were doing SNL movies.
That's
what I've got written down. That's what you sent in your text message.
That
SNL movies. I win. Anyway,
hold on.
I want to talk about my movie.
Now, on this particular topic, you'll get to talk about your movie. I did watch Night at the Roxbury, so I could call an audible right now and switch to.
You want me to call an audible? I've watched all of them.
Things my wife hates when I start doing.
Did she come down and beat you yet?
Her and my youngest son are in Rapid City. They called an audible and headed out to the hills yesterday because her sister is in town out there, and so they went out there. So it's me and Nathan batching it here, which is kind of cool. That's why we ordered pizza and wings and stuff. Not ordered, went to Walmart and a lot. Anyway, Wayne's World. This is Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, among others. This was actually one of Rob Lowe's first big movies, as I recall. And Rob Lowe, of course. Rob Lowe. No, I'm getting that wrong.
Rob Lowe is in
it's Rob Lowe.
Movie. Yeah. Is he in that one?
Goodness.
I'm sure of it. Rob Lowe is in Tommy Boy.
I'm 90% sure that's right. Because he kind of started getting into all that stuff then.
Yes, Rob Lowe is Benjamin Oliver in Wayne's World.
Yep, okay. And Tia Carrere, of course. Tia Carrere plays the love interest of Wayne. And Wayne plays this recent high school grad. Yeah, recent high school grad who lives in his parents' basement, and he does a cable access news show. Of course, this is the early 90s. There's a cable access show from the basement of his parents' house with his best friend Garth, played by Dana Carvey. And they're your prototypical rockers. Long hair, kind of the mullet style from the early 90s. They like the loud music. They dress kind of grungy. It's fantastic. And the movie is full of quotable lines. Just absolute killers that to this day I have no problem with reciting. He falls in love with Tia Carrere at a show. She's the bassist and frontman for a band. And he gets noticed by this TV exec played by Rob Lowe. And they try to put his TV show on a local station, doing a full production instead of cable access. He's in the Chicago area, so it's a pretty big market. And the story devolves from there for our poor hero, Wayne. Just a really great comedy, all sorts of great one-liners, all sorts of great action in it. Not explosions or things like, well, there is an explosion, as I recall. But some pretty good stuff. Really great movie all around. Relatively clean. There's a little bit of toilet humor, but not horribly bad. But like I said, the one-liners. One particular character is Wayne's ex-girlfriend, whose name escapes me right now. I didn't watch it before this. I've watched it so many times that I have most of it memorized. She's a little bit of a psycho, and excuse me, I swear I haven't been drinking that much. She's a little bit of a psycho and comes off across as that. And one of my favorite lines is where she gives him a gun rack. And he says, "A gun rack? You bought me a gun rack. I don't even own a gun, let alone miniguns that would necessitate a rack." And she says, "You know, Wayne, if you're not careful, you're going to lose me one of these days." And then he retorts with, "Lose you? I lost you 6 months ago." Something along those lines. Anyway, fantastic movie, great one-liners. It did stem right out of an SNL sketch. Mike Myers and Dana Carvey were on the cast and did this sketch several times. And they had bands who were on the show performing that night come in as guests of Wayne's World for the cable access news show. And that pulls through in the movie as they have, oh man, why am I forgetting his name now?
Garth?
No, the big rock star in Wayne's World.
Alice
Cooper. They go to an Alice Cooper show, meet Alice Cooper, and Alice Cooper kind of blows their mind with how he's not this rock guy all the time. He's not his character, Alice Cooper, all the time, which is something that if you've listened to Alice Cooper at all, you know is actually the case. Alice Cooper, the show thing, is really just a stage persona for him. He's completely different than that off stage.
Alice Cooper has one of my favorite lines in that movie. It's not actually Milwaukee.
It's
Milwaukee.
Which means land of the good waters. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. The shtick is great. It did spawn a sequel, Wayne's World 2, which was good, but not as good. one of my favorite bits of Wayne's World 2 is the fight. He ends up asking for his girlfriend Tia Carrera. I can't remember her name in the movie anyway. Her character's hand in marriage from her father, who is this martial arts guy. And I'm sure he's famous too, but I never did figure out who it was. They get into this fake fight straight out of a kung fu movie, and then at the end there's a real Mrs. Robinson sort of thing going on with them running into a church and trying to stop the wedding. Some really good shtick there. A lot of good one-liners, and it's a fantastic movie. It's really quotable, and I quote it usually once a day, maybe twice or more. And when I'm hanging around with a lot younger crowd, as I do from time to time in church, they just don't get it, and that's okay. That's what I've got.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's Wayne's World is a great movie. There's so many movies that we could pick that we've probably all seen. Like, for instance, Ladies Man, right?
That was a horrible movie.
Horrible movie. It's still funny. Superstar. I
never watched that.
I used to love that movie.
I couldn't stand the sketch, so I never watched the movie.
Three Amigos, Corey Romano, Hot Rod. Hot Rod's a little newer, so Phil, you wouldn't
Three
like
Amigos
that.
Was an SNL movie?
That's what it says online.
Is that the one with Steve Martin, Martin Lawrence, not Martin Lawrence,
Martin Sheen, and
Martin Short.
Martin Short, whatever his name is.
I can't
Not
remember
Martin
the third
Sheen.
one.
Martin Sheen is what's his face's dad.
Yeah, Martin Sheen is President Bartlet in my favorite TV show.
So, what list are you looking at, Ben?
Google. You never know when Google's wrong.
It's true.
But MacGruber's on there, and that was an SNL. Blues
MacGruber
Brothers, Wayne's
was
World, Roxbury, Coneheads. It's Pat, which I remember being one.
Of course,
then they have some Mad TV stuff in here as SNL too, like Stewart. Stewart was Mad TV.
That wasn't SNL.
So, I'm not sure, but SNL, maybe they're just saying, hey, these three guys were in SNL.
Ben, you've got the next movie.
I originally chose Black Sheep because I have a Black Sheep disc, and I have Tommy Boy, and I was going to choose Black Sheep. Now, it's not an SNL movie, but one of the greatest SNL characters or actors who is no longer with us was the star of Tommy Boy. And so Chris Farley is phenomenal. And in Tommy Boy, there are quotes I use every week. One of my favorite jokes that he did ever comes from that movie, and it's Fat Guy in a Little Coat, you know? I love it because he's sitting there and he puts on David Spade, who's in it. He puts on his
significantly
coat.
Smaller than Chris Farley was.
Oh, he's like a little kid. And so Chris Farley, who's this big guy, puts on the jacket and goes, "Fat guy in a little coat," and then he just goes, "Whoa!" and rips the back completely out. Tommy Boy has some actually really big name actors. Even though IMDb, I didn't see it on my phone. Rob Lowe's in Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Brian Denny, whatever. Don't know how to pronounce his last name. Plays Tommy Boy's dad.
Yeah. Oh goodness, what is it? How do you?
Brian Deney maybe.
Donahue.
Denahue? Okay.
Something like that, yeah. He's
Bo
also
Derek.
in West Wing from time to time. Bo Derek is in it?
Bo Derek was Beverly, Big Tom's love interest. Dan Aykroyd's in it. He is the other company, the bad guy, so to speak. And then, I mean, you have like Zach Grenier, who is... He's in multiple shows that I'm sure you guys have watched. I think he's in a cop show or something, NYPD or something like that. But you go down the list a little bit further and you find out, some younger actors back in the day kind of got their start there. But it's Tommy Boy is about this young kid who's a frat boy. He parties. He's not very bright. His dad owns this big automotive parts company, and obviously I'm boring, Phil. And the dad,
I'm really tired for some reason.
Tommy Boy comes back from school, graduates, and shows up at the doorstep, and his dad's like, I got to introduce you to someone, introduces him to Bo Derek, and goes, oh, Dad, you got her for me? And it's just so funny because he's like, no, Tommy, she's here for me.
Oh, man.
And then Rob Lowe plays this character, and he comes in as the son of Bo Derek, of Beverly. Turns out to be her husband. But she and Tommy's dad get married. They have their wedding. They have the ceremony. And in the reception, Big Tom has a heart attack and dies. And then Tommy is supposed to take over the company and do really well. And if he doesn't, then she gets the whole company.
He gets the company, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's a storyline of how is he going to, come back? How is he going to sell the product? How is he going to gain the trust of all these clients of theirs so that they stay with Tommy Boy's company? And so
and the storyline is he drives around the country, around the region in this, what's supposed to be this really ratty old car, but is in actuality like a 68 or 69 Plymouth GTX.
Yeah.
Convertible, one of my most lusted after muscle cars.
Oh, yeah. And they tear it up, which is awesome.
Parts of it all over the countryside. And every time something falls off, I'm dying a little inside.
I
actually have one over here. Yeah, the deer in the headlights, literally.
The deer in the headlights scene is phenomenal because there's a deer in the back seat of this car because they hit it. And they're like, we'll take it to a vet. And they throw it in the back seat. And all of a sudden it wakes up and it's like, ah! And it tears up everything.
It tears everything up. It's so awesome.
It's such a good movie. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's not the cleanest movie, but it's pretty clean. I mean, it's. Oh. I would leave it. I would say it's as clean as Wayne's World. Maybe a little. I don't think
it's quite. The jokes in Wayne's World are more high school locker room.
So is Tommy
hallway humor.
So is Tommy Boy. It related to the frat boy.
I distinctly remember when I watched Tommy Boy, I had a little more sense that they were a little farther off color than Wayne's World. It's degrees of separation.
Do you remember the pool scene in Tommy Boy?
No.
Where David Spade's character is looking out the window at the pool?
No, I did. In fact, though, I did look at the IMDb for it, and I saw that mentioned. Because I was thinking about watching it with my kid, and I check IMDb. Can I watch this with my kid? And I thought, nah, probably not. I don't have that same concern with Wayne's World. I forced my kid to sit down and watch Wayne's World, and he hated it. He couldn't stand it. I just about disowned it. But Tommy Boy,
I would wait till he's 17 at least, because they do talk about some things that are inappropriate.
Yep.
And I had totally forgotten about that stuff. So it's a good movie. It's funny. It'll get a laugh. If you don't like crude humor, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Watch Wayne's World. Like if you don't like crude humor at all, don't watch any of these movies. To be completely honest. Yeah. Wait till the next one. That's all I gotta say. Matt, you have anything for me, Phil?
No, I'm not a big Tommy Boy fan. If you would have talked about Black Sheep, I'm not a big Black Sheep fan. I've watched Wayne's World several times, but they're just, I don't know. The boring engineer in me just can't stand watching guys go around town.
I think the conclusion we've come to here is that Wayne's World is better than Tommy Boy.
Well, I don't think that was a fight. This is the thing. I wasn't going to choose Wayne's World because I know how much Phil likes it. What am I going to do? Choose something else? I don't know. I choose a Will Ferrell movie and people persecute me. And
his movies are dumb, but not worth persecuting you about.
Oh, they're hilarious. So this is the thing. Matt doesn't know funny if funny hit him across the face.
He's an engineer.
That's right. So I'm sorry, Matt. What's funny to you is funny to you.
And other engineers.
I love you. Matt, why don't you show us or tell us about what you want to watch or what you picked?
All right. So on the trend of movies done by SNL actors, a.k.a. Mike Myers.
It's true. Is there anyone else? Just kidding.
There's Adam Sandler.
Ooh. Oh, Waterboy was fantastic.
But again, not an SNL skit.
No, but he was an SNL actor.
So I chose Austin Powers. Why? Because it is funny. It is a play on everything that is funny about 007 movies, and takes it and turns it to 11. It cranks it to 11.
Crank it to 11.
And unfortunately, very crude humor. But I watched all three of them.
It's a bit nutty.
It's not my bag, baby. Here's the book. It's my bag, baby.
Also eminently quotable.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to shut us off now. Now we've got a timer. We didn't have a timer last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes. So anyway, it's a great set of movies. Mike Myers plays both the protagonist and the antagonist.
And
So-
almost every other role.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just that he plays the protagonist and antagonist through the movie. But the thing is that through all three movies, he picks up more roles.
Yes.
Which
And-
one was Fred Savage in? Mo. You could cut it off and make guacamole out of it.
Oh, that was
No?
Goldmember.
Okay.
Fred Savage?
Yeah,
I think he's
Yeah.
what made that movie good.
he played the mole.
Oh, that's okay. That's right. I was thinking of the kid.
No.
That's the second one, isn't it? Where they have
second,
There's Ben Savage, who was
or was he in all three?
which Ben Savage was Boy Meets World, right?
Seth Green
Seth Green is the one I'm thinking of.
is in all three.
Yeah, he plays Dr. Evil's kid.
Dr. Evil's kid, yes.
Not his clone,
No.
his kid.
There's a difference.
So everything is over the top. It's all very much over the top. Very good movie, but inappropriate to watch with children.
The most crude humor of the three movies we've discussed tonight.
And I've definitely made my children watch it. So, but
Even
You're gonna twist poor Malcolm's mind.
Isaac's going to grow up.
this was before Malcolm was part of the family, and Isaac
okay.
was young enough that he didn't know any better.
Right.
He was still very much in diapers 24/7.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, very funny movie. Lots of good one-liners. Many of those one-liners are inappropriate to quote in any audience,
Yes.
but definitely worth watching.
I think we've quoted the only ones that weren't. Were appropriate.
What does Dr. Evil say?
and
Oh, yeah, it's just And then he goes,
$1 million.
Doesn't he start off with something smaller than 1 million?
No, he starts at 1 million, and everybody laughs at him.
What did I get something wrong here?
Because he
Only a
had to-
bone
because
here.
Yes. Yeah.
Sharks with laser beams on their head.
Lasers.
So sharks have become protected, and lots of red tape. So we went with piranhas, sea bass, sea bass.
Oh.
Speaking
Awesome.
of bass, I need to go fishing. Okay, so that was our movie segment. It's clear that I was the winner, as usual.
I don't know. I
par
feel
for
like
the course.
I feel like I
this-
came in at a solid second.
Yeah, I'd say solid second. But
I-
I had first.
I feel like this is
Ben,
like always a
unfortunately,
competition, and we like totally didn't set this up to be a competition. That's what
welcome
Life
to
is a
says-
competition.
Welcome to
You-
life.
You know what? Then I'm winning.
You lost today, and
I'm winning life.
we're going to
So,
move on to
good
another
luck.
segment that we like to do every now and then, and that's trivia. Once again, Ben is going to be our trivia master and ask the questions. Me and Matt are going to try to respond and get them right. None of this has been set up beforehand, other than the fact that we knew we were doing trivia, and Ben was going to be the trivia master. So the first thing we should decide is what's going to be our buzzer sound.
Well, I'm going with Woosa.
Honestly, I think we should do something in honor of spreading coronavirus all over the place.
No,
Because I read an article
no,
that states,
no. Just stop.
No.
Stop.
God, I'm
No.
going there. I'm already going there.
Stop it.
Farts
Stop
spread
it.
coronavirus.
No. Oh,
we
you're
should
horrible.
do fart sounds.
Just because of that, we're not doing that
No.
at all.
No.
Rude,
Woosah.
crude, and socially unacceptable.
You
You're
know
doing
what?
Woosah?
Woosa.
Okay,
If
I'm
next
doing
time-
huzzah. Huzzah!
If next time you want to hear fart sounds, as your buzzer.
Oh,
Please
Lord,
put a
no.
comment
People,
down in the
I don't care
comment
what
section.
you say, people. We're not doing it.
Okay, the
Not
5 people
doing
that
it.
watch us religiously, I need you to get behind Phil and I and
Zach
say,
McKinley, you know where it's at.
No. No.
Chris Nemec, you
No.
know where it's
No.
at.
No. Nope.
Alexis Carlson, you know where
Nope.
it's at.
Nope.
you know, why do we got to use last names, Ben? Come on.
Okay. I'm
All right,
ready.
you guys ready?
Yes.
These are hard. You're not going to know them, so this will be funny.
For you.
In what year was the first ever Wimbledon championship held?
1902.
You didn't buzz in.
Woosah, 1902.
Phil, do you want to put in an answer too, and then I'll let you know who's closest?
1908.
Matt's closest, 1877. Come on.
Hey, I was only off by 25 years.
Okay. Yeah, I know. That's
yeah.
why you won that one, and therefore we already have a point to somebody, because last time this was so bad that no one got points really.
That's true.
And it was on a topic that somebody should have known.
Shut up, Ben.
Hg is the chemical symbol of which element?
Woosah.
Huzzah!
Matt.
No,
Mercury.
I said it first.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Matt?
Mercury? No. Oh, crud. No.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Mercury.
Mercury.
Yeah, because
You know what? I should take that point away and give it to Phil because you were like, no.
No, it's inches
Plus,
of
I
Hg.
buzzed in
is,
first.
that is blatantly not true. You'll hear it in the recording.
Absolutely true.
When you hear it in the recording, if it's anything different than Matt finishing few
Just
seconds
remember,
ahead of
people, I'm like Han.
you,
I buzzed in first.
which email, and I'm going to change this question because it's wrong, which email service is owned by Microsoft but is not currently the name of the Microsoft product that they had, but if you still have one of these.
Huzzah! Is it Hotmail?
Yes.
Oh, Judge, he didn't know the answer. He guessed.
I got it right.
He answered it because he watched
correct.
Jeopardy.
No, I got it right because I deal with email far too much.
Phil, you do not, and let me repeat this, you do not answer a question in my Jeopardy with what is or is it. You answer it with Hotmail. Okay. Now that we've made that,
Whatever.
Is that fair? That's fair. Okay.
No.
Which country produces the most coffee in the world? We've had this one before.
Huzzah.
Yep.
Brazil.
Yes.
Yes, that was it. Yep. I would have gotten it wrong if I
All I
was.
could remember for a bit was it wasn't Colombia. And I thought I was just gypped.
Yeah, I was sitting here. It wasn't Colombia. It must have been Nigeria or something like that.
It should be Africa. African coffees are better than all the rest.
That's a continent.
African yes, and
We're talking about a country.
I don't care.
No, it matters.
Matt said Nigeria. I said it wasn't in Africa.
And you said it should be Africa.
Because African coffees are
But you're
better.
wrong.
Okay, let's move on. This
All
is
right.
cringe.
Which
This is cringe.
which song by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee has the most views of all time on YouTube?
Pass.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Despacito. Sorry. Anyway, we're going to continue on. What was the first state?
Say that one more time.
What was the first state?
Huzzah.
Yes.
Delaware.
Yes. Are you guys keeping track of who's winning this?
History for the win.
Well, it took you long enough. I should take the point
I had to
away.
pick from
He's up by
13.
one.
I couldn't remember for sure which one it was.
What, Matt?
I think he's up by 1.
I've got 3, if I remember right.
Yeah.
3-2.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
You're
No,
supposed to be
but
keeping
go.
track, by the way.
What is the capital city of Spain?
Huzzah.
Woosah.
Phil got that one. Sorry, Matt.
Seville.
Matt, you want to take a shot in the dark on this one?
Madrid.
Matt wins.
That was...
Who painted
So sad.
the Mona Lisa?
Huzzah!
Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah. Very good. What is Chandler's last name in the sitcom Friends? This is a show that we don't really watch,
Pass.
but I know it.
How about no?
You're both wrong. It's Bing. Chandler Bing.
Okay.
About how many taste buds does the average human tongue have? It's an average.
Yeah, and this is whatever answer they have is either
Wrong.
a statistically inaccurate
About
showing
how
of the
many?
bell curve. No,
It is I will let you guys guess, and whoever's closest gets it to their answer because it is asking for an estimate.
Which one of us has to go first? I think
I don't
Matt
care.
does.
okay, 1 million.
I'm going to go with 10,000.
Phil, you are actually answering this on the money. 10,000 for their answer. All right.
Probably because I enjoy beef tongue so much.
This
Slow cooked, put in tacos. It's fantastic.
is a question that if Phil or Matt get this wrong, are you really a Star Wars fan?
Oh,
Uh,
the gauntlet's been thrown down now.
How much does the Chewbacca costume weigh?
You see this? This is a towel.
Right?
Matt just straight up. I'm not gonna answer that. And I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know
what. I'm not sure which costume they're referring to. Whether
Well,
it's
that's
the one
the
in the
thing,
movie.
right? There's 9 movies that he was in.
Well,
and more if you count. No, 10 because he was in Solo as well.
and
Well, are they or is it 11 because of the Christmas special?
Oh, no. The Christmas special never happened.
Yeah.
Christmas special never happened. Trust me. The Christmas
Yeah.
special. Now, I'm pretty sure that's been relegated to Legends and therefore never happened. I'm going to guess, I'm going to guess that it is approximately 50 pounds.
Woosah, I'm
yeah.
going to guess 75.
if I say this number, don't kill me. It's online. I don't know if it's right or wrong. 8 pounds. Phil gets it.
What?
I was
8.
closer with 50.
8.
No, we are.
EIGHT pounds. Matt, look it up. That one. I'm reading it and I'm like, but we'll continue as you look that one up. Okay. What colors are the Norwegian flag?
Huzzah!
Okay.
The Norwegian flag is, oh goodness, blue, red, and white.
In other words, known as red, white, and blue. You're right.
Hey! And we're
All right.
not even Norwegian.
Right, exactly. But we grew up in a heavily Norwegian community.
Heavily Norwegian
Um,
area, don't you know?
Where would you find the world's most ancient forest?
Huzzah.
Yeah.
California.
Matt?
What was
World's most ancient forest.
I'm going to guess it is a forest in northern Asia, specifically in the country of Russia.
I don't know how you know
Endor,
this.
Ben, Endor is not a country on this planet.
Daintree Forest, north of Cairns, Australia.
Australia?
Yeah, that's what they say. I
Oh.
just thought,
You
honestly,
know, probably. I mean, that's one of the, yeah, probably.
I honestly just thought it was desert.
Look, you
down
could
there.
throw out random facts about Australia all day long, and everybody's going to believe you because it's so weird. So
That's why Australia.
they've got mammals with pouches and duckbills.
That's
I mean,
true.
what are you going to do?
Globe and Jerusalem are types of what?
Huzzah!
Yes.
Artichokes.
Yes. Which is the highest waterfall in the world? You would think how that's stated, they would be multiple choice, but it's not. So, what is the highest waterfall in the world?
Are they asking for like it's situated in the highest spot, or are they asking for
They're
the
asking for the
highest
name.
drop?
Ben doesn't know the
I
answer
don't
to
know.
your question.
They're asking for the name of this waterfall. Or the country would work for me. Go with the highest in elevation first. And if that's not it, I'll give you one more shot.
Wusa, Tibet.
No.
Nice map. I'm gonna go with it being in or around Rwanda,
No, I'm gonna
Central
say
Africa.
no. I actually don't know if this is Central Africa or not because, let's face it, I don't know my geography that well. I want to say this is Central America.
Could be. Where is it? What's it called?
Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela's in. It's actually South America, but yeah, northern South America.
Angel Falls.
Angel Falls. I should have known that.
Okay, you'll know this one. All right, Ludwig von Beethoven.
Best composer ever.
Was born in 1770. In which city was he born?
Haven't we been to that city? Haven't we walked in front of his... Or was that Mozart's?
Mozart.
Oh.
Who was born in Salzburg. We went to his Geburts house, which is his birth house.
Mozart was.
Huzzah.
Yes.
My recollection is that Beethoven was born in Bonn, Germany.
Look this one up, but Matt, do you have a guess?
My recollection could be wrong.
Yeah.
Boy. I want to say it's a V city in Austria.
Okay, we're not talking about Hitler.
Hitler wasn't born in Vienna either. Beethoven was born in Germany. I just can never remember where he was
Berlin?
born. He wasn't born in Berlin. No.
That's what they have. Let's look it up. That's why I was saying, Phil,
No,
I trust your answers.
He wasn't born in Berlin. It was a smaller town. I wanted to say it was Bonn, but I don't believe that's... As I said it, I didn't think it was correct either. But it wasn't Berlin. I would have remembered Berlin.
Maybe that's why it is Berlin, because you're like Dad. And
Well, he could have been born in a
Carlsons.
suburb, too. And that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm coming up with. See, this is the curse of being a Carlson, everybody. We have to know these things right now. He was born in Bonn.
In Bonn.
I was right.
Okay. Phil, you're right. Give it to you. So,
Can't believe I got that right. I didn't think it was right.
What is the third sign of the zodiac? Because we care about that.
Pass.
Just because we don't follow the zodiac, so
Don't
we're
give
just
two
gonna,
rips.
We're gonna skip that because we don't really care.
The closest I get to Zodiac is actually a version of a game called Final Fantasy XII that they call the Zodiac, and all it is they've assigned those symbols to classes in the game.
I know that Gemini is the twins because the Gemini spacecraft had two people in it.
You got that right.
What?
The answer is Gemini.
I know that Taurus is the bull because they named the Ford Taurus after the sign because one of the designers' wives or girlfriend or somebody was a Taurus. And for some reason, I know that Pisces is a fish.
Do you know what my sign is?
Dumb.
The only reason I know this is because the school taught us this for some reason. And Matt, you should know this because you had it. I'm a crab because Cancer.
Yeah. Plus, you're crabby.
Well, and Libra is what the scale.
Yeah, Libra's. Yeah, I knew that too.
So
I don't know.
Okay, next question.
Okay. Which rapper? Which name is rapper Sean Combs better known by? And I'll accept any.
Musa.
Oh,
Yes.
P. Diddy.
Okay. Bill, do you have another one as well?
Puff Daddy.
Okay. Does anyone else have another one?
Sean Puffy McCombs.
Because Matt's the only one that honked his horn in.
Yeah,
He's the only one that gets a point.
He beat me to it.
Because he actually P Diddy is the answer they put, but
You're
there's some-
stern youngins.
That's his
Faster
most
on
popular
it
song.
than
Or
Yeah.
song. The popular name.
Right. Which country invented tea?
Wusa.
Yes.
China?
Yes. Pure water has a pH level of around question mark.
Huzzah!
Yes.
0.
Matt, you want to throw a guess in there? You have to honk.
All right, hold on a second. I'm weighing my choices here.
I want everybody to know that he's not looking at his computer screen, which is on the other side of him.
Or is it? He has 3 screens.
No, I only have 2.
Oh.
Woosah.
Yes.
1.
Well, Matt's closest, but Phil answered first, so I'll give it to him. It's 7 for some reason?
No, I wasn't close at all then. No, I don't get that point.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, now that you say that, it is 7. 7's the middle of the range. 0 is all the way either base or alkaline. I can't remember which way it goes. And then 14 is all the way the other way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm a lawyer and not a scientist or an engineer. This is why Matt is a computer engineer and not a chemical engineer for some
So
reason.
I want you guys to stop looking at your keyboards for a second, okay? Look directly at the screen, at your camera.
Wait. Here,
Okay.
let me just do this.
Directly at your camera. What? Let me find the question again. Which is the only vowel on a standard keyboard that is not on the top line of letters?
Huzzah!
Phil.
A.
Really, Matt? I hate
To be
do
fair,
this. Matt is
Be fair,
100%.
I type
Or
a
Phil is-
lot. I type a lot.
Phil, I don't think you understand what Matt's job is.
No. But Matt doesn't do wordsmith typing as much as I do. He does code and things like that. That's not the same. I have to remember where I use A lot.
I don't think about where the keys are on the keyboard.
Yeah.
I have to.
And
Matt,
I go to typist. I have to think about where they are.
I honestly thought, Matt, I thought about telling you in a first-person shooter game you might use this
No, that would have been cheating.
that would have been cheating.
because it took you guys so long to answer. So
No.
Because I actually had to go through and remember which.
you know what? Just because this is up for debate all the time, I want to do one last question.
Okay.
Yep.
What color starts first in chess?
Huzzah!
I don't want to give it to him, Matt. Come on, who's on me? Okay, Phil.
Give it to him.
White starts first, always.
And what's the reason
And it's
behind
chess,
that?
not chest.
I said chess.
No, you said chest.
You put a T at the
Oh.
end.
Forgive
know
me
the-
because I read chess.
The reason is because somebody in India decided that white starts first.
No, it's because smoke comes before fire.
That makes absolutely no sense.
No. It takes fire to burn things. Anyway,
That still makes no sense.
it makes sense in my head, and that's all that matters up here.
That's saying something, isn't it, folks?
Is it though? Is it? All right. Hey, with that, we want to move on to drinks. And so, Matt, why don't you start first since you are the only one drinking this type of drink?
Well, I was drinking coffee, and I'm out now.
That's a sad story.
I think it was Starbucks coffee, Sumatra.
It's a good coffee.
It is.
burnt.
It is.
It's not
And
burnt.
I didn't actually make the coffee this morning, so that's why I think it was Sumatra. But yeah, otherwise it would have been Murder Out, which is a Black Rifle coffee. But it's one of those.
I want to clear this up and come in support of my brother here. Starbucks coffee is not burnt.
It's gross.
It is not gross. It's
It's
good
disgusting.
coffee. There are those of us who prefer a darker roasted coffee. It's not burnt.
No.
It is roasted slightly darker than other brands. It's not burnt.
There are dark blends out there that are absolutely amazing,
And a lot of them come from Starbucks.
and none of them come from Starbucks.
You're wrong.
I just don't like Starbucks.
I get that. I don't like their politics, and
No.
I fully get that.
I don't
Their
even like their.
coffee is amazing.
Here's the thing. I've realized something over my few years of life, my 35 years, and it's this. Out of everything in my life, this is the one thing I'm going to take home to Jesus with, okay? If I have my choice between Starbucks or nothing, I choose nothing. And why is that? Because nothing compares to a ma and pa coffee shop. And if I can't have a ma and pa coffee shop, why would I even step foot in it?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But people are always constantly criticizing Starbucks for the flavor of their coffee, and frankly, it's just ridiculous. Their coffee is amazing. It's roasted to perfection.
And I like the coffee brew houses.
Listen, I can't get the coffee that I want at a mom and pop shop so that I can make it at my house. And I'm not going to sit there and pay them a bunch of money to get what's essentially just Maxwell House in a custom bag to take home.
Have you been to a mom and pop coffee shop?
Yes.
Have you been to one of those coffee shops that actually the roasting happens in-house?
I haven't been to one of those.
Oh,
Except the first Starbucks. They do it there.
Mom and Dad have 2 in their town. 2.
You do?
Yeah,
Yes.
like Caribou Coffee, right?
Well, Caribou doesn't roast their coffee in-house.
No. There's a Starbucks in there. There's a Caribou Coffee there. There's all that there. But then they have 2 mom and pop shops that actually roast their own coffee there.
I didn't know that.
Cabin Creek or something, and I forget the other ones. But
most of our MMPs up here that serve coffee, they get Dark Canyon roast out of Rapid City, which is a fine coffee. Really,
it's roasted locally. You can go to the shop, you can touch it, you can feel it, and it's good.
But I do like Starbucks coffee.
Our coffee
Matt,
shop,
you're good.
Our coffee shop in this town picks up leaf and beans from Peoria. It's great. Bill, let's agree to disagree on this, and your turn.
I am drinking a sour beer tonight. It's a fruited sour from Odell Brewing Company, and Odell is in Colorado, Fort Collins.
Good brewery.
If I would have known it was called this, I would have thought of a different name, but it's called Sippin' Pretty, which is yeah. Anyway, I like sours. Sours are good beers when you want something that's not necessarily super hoppy. When you want something that's a little fruitier.
That's a grapefruit, right?
So it gives you flavors of grapefruit, but it's not grapefruit. The can says it's acai, guava, and elderberry.
Guava would make that.
And it has a touch of Himalayan pink sea salt. So there's definitely some citrus in it. It's really good. It's really light, pretty low ABV, only 4.5%. And it is, again, an independent craft brewer. Odell has not sold out to the big guys, though they're a fairly large independent brewer in my experience, but very good.
They're not like New Belgium.
No, they're not that big. But Odell's a little bit bigger. It does taste of grapefruit, and I think, like you said, that's that citrus coming through from maybe the guava. I don't know.
Okay,
It's good stuff.
It's a very smooth beverage.
I need to understand something. How do the Himalayans have pink sea salt?
Matt, you've been to a salt mine.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
But
salt mines are in what?
Caves.
But
They're in a mountain.
sea salt denotes that it comes from the sea.
I see where you're getting at. Because if you subscribe to the theory of evolution, you understand that the Himalayans rose up out of the sea at some point in time in the past billion years.
Oh, so it couldn't be that sodium and chloride combined to make these rocks of sodium chloride in the mountains.
Are you asking what I think, or are you asking why they call it Himalayan sea salt?
In other words, I'm saying that it's stupid that they call it Himalayan sea salt.
I get it. I'm with you. Anyway, that's my drink.
Very cool. I am drinking a Lake Time brewery from Clear Lake, Iowa, and I want to give them a shout out. If you see this, sponsor me. This is called Oreo Speedwagon Chocolate Vanilla Milk Stout. It is really good. I picked this up on my way home. I like what they say on the
Your
side.
way home from my place.
From his place and from Mom and Dad's, picked it up at their Hy-Vee. You can't fight the feeling of sweet chocolate with a hint of vanilla in this silky smooth chocolate vanilla milk stout. It's sure to leave you warm on one lonely night.
This feeling anymore.
We're sure you'll keep on loving it and won't want to let it go. Oreo Speedwagon. It's worth a try if you're ever in the Clear Lake, Iowa area or whatever, and you like a nice milk stout, because I don't know who doesn't. Mom, I know you're watching. You know you like it. Anyway, she doesn't like it at all. But
she's gonna beat you, child.
Well, what else is new?
Mom. For the record, that's why I'm drinking coffee. This was coffee.
Yeah, sure.
Coffee
that's
pot
why.
is still on.
Right,
You know what? Next week I'll drink a morning latte.
Oh, I need to
Um,
get some espresso roast in the house.
it's not coffee. A, ABV on this is 5.6, so it's a really smooth beer. It's very dessert like. It's an Oreo. I mean, really. I picked up another one from them. It's a peanut butter beer. It was really good too. Again, it has I'm pretty sure it had the lactose in it. I think that's the one I read. And then, yeah, it's just really good. Goes down smooth. So that's what I got.
Sounds good, Ben.
So, hey, thank you so much for joining us this evening or today or this morning or
Whenever you're watching this. Thanks for joining us.
We love doing this. Hey, give us some comments in the comment section. Subscribe to our channel. Share these videos if you're enjoying them. You never know when someone in your friends list or someone that you know would really enjoy this as well. So share it, whether it's Messenger or whatever. Also, be sure to hit that notification bell wherever that is, because I know Phil is over here tonight.
No, I'm not. I'm over here tonight. Here.
There.
Here.
You think
Matt's
you're there.
down here.
Yeah, Matt's right there.
Matt's down here.
Anyway, hey, thank you for showing up and watching. We love you guys, and we can't wait for next week. Take it easy.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.